How far behind me are they?
30 seconds.
Just trust me, will you?
Tell JP to follow me. Copy. Tell JP to wait for the straight into turn 1. Be patient.
See an opening. Go for it.
No, no!
This is a report from 30 years ago. How do you think I'd feel if you die on the track? It's not a joke! We're losers.
30 years ago, Sonny Hayes lost his Formula One dream in a devastating crash that nearly ended his life. Now, his old friend Ruben's team is on the brink of being sold unless they can score a single point. With everything on the line, Ruben turns to the one man everyone thought was finished. But can a broken driver from the past carry the future of a team in crisis? Inside a bus, a man woke Sonny Hayes and told him he had 5 minutes to get ready. Sonny got up, stretched, filled the sink with ice water, and dipped his face in. He grabbed a piece of bread, did a quick workout, zipped up his suit, picked a card, slipped it into his pocket, and stepped outside. A girl came up to him and mentioned how good the BMW drivers were. Sonny headed toward his team, where Jimmy was already talking. He grabbed his helmet and waited by the track. As soon as the car came into the pit, the team changed its tires. The driver stepped out, and Sonny climbed in. He started the engine and sped off. Pushing hard, he climbed into 4th place. When the 5th place car broke down, he found himself going head-to-head with the BMW. The two cars clashed, wheels bumping side by side, until the BMW spun out into the gravel. Sonny surged forward and took the lead. After a pit stop, he swapped out with the next driver, warning him not to lose. A man congratulated Sonny, but a furious BMW driver tried to fight him due to what had happened, only to be held back. Sonny's team ended up winning the race. Later, Sonny was packing his things when Jimmy walked in holding a trophy. He asked Sonny to hold the trophy, but he didn't, seeing it as bad luck. Jimmy stopped him, telling him he was a great driver and asking if he was really just leaving. Soon after, Sonny was in a laundry shop tracing a map. A car pulled up outside, and a man in a suit walked in, asking if he could borrow Sonny's phone since his was broken. Sonny refused at first, but then looked at him closely and said he looked like one of his old friends except dressed differently. And they hugged. It was Ruben. Later, while Sonny was playing a game, Ruben explained why he was there. He offered Sonny a huge contract worth $350 million. Ruben said he had lost his main driver and needed someone to save the team from being sold, but Sonny wasn't convinced. Ruben pleaded, saying that if they can't get a point in the next games, that will be the end of the team. He even showed Sonny a magazine to win him over, but Sonny refused. Finally, Ruben handed him a first-class ticket to London and told him to think about it before leaving. Meanwhile, a young driver named Joshua was out on the track, practicing to break some records with the new design. After the testing, Kate, the technical director, came to check on him, asking if the car was good enough. Joshua admitted it understeers in the slow corners and oversteers in the fast. Soon after, Casper's family arrived, and he welcomed them warmly. Joshua's director reminded him that Ruben might be in serious trouble since they had no replacement driver. Just then, Ruben arrived. Casper was giving the team a pep talk when he noticed someone walking toward them. Ruben looked and saw Sonny. Casper asked who that guy was, and Ruben replied that he was with him. Sonny informs him that they let him through the back entrance, thinking he was a maintenance. Ruben introduced Sonny to the team. Kate, the technical director, Dodge, the chief mechanic, and Casper, the team principal. He told them Sonny would be their new driver. Joshua immediately mocked Sonny, asking why he was with a helmet. Sonny said it was for protection. Joshua asked when he last drove, and Sonny joked, ages ago. Joshua scoffed, calling him old, but Sonny told them that if he couldn't meet the lap requirement, he'd walk away. Kate explained that Sonny was the 9th driver to audition. Sonny examined the car and quickly pointed out how advanced it was. Kate was impressed that he noticed the modifications she had made. They showed Sonny the track, explained the controls, and helped him into the car. They set the same record Joshua tried to break for him also. At first, his driving was smooth, but soon it got rough when the countdown began. He lost laps 1 and 2 but made a breakthrough on the final sector, and before he knew it, he lost control and crashed. Joshua laughed, saying it proved Sonny was too old for this. But when Ruben asked Kate for the lap time, she revealed Sonny had actually passed. He was fast enough to qualify. That secured him a place on the team, and Joshua was furious. Not long after, Joshua was in the car with his manager, Cash, who told him he needed more press conferences and social media posts. Joshua joked about going to see his mom instead. Later, Joshua was having a meal with his mom when he got a message on his phone that left him worried. His mom noticed and asked if something was wrong with his car or the tires. Joshua confessed that he was scared of losing his job since the team hadn't won a race yet, and now they had brought in an older driver who was still faster than him. She told him not to let fear control him, but to focus on what truly mattered. Sonny was driving to the team headquarters when a group of men and cows blocked the road. As he waited, Kate passed by on her bicycle. They both made it to headquarters, where Sonny joked that he thought she built the best sports cars. She agreed, and they went inside. Sonny was introduced to the team and faced the press. During the press conference, Joshua openly mocked him, even referring to his past life. The next morning, Sonny woke up early, worked out, studied the manuals, and went jogging before the others arrived. Joshua later showed up and noticed Sonny had already been there. Curious, he asked Dodge when Sonny had arrived. When Joshua walked away, Dodge muttered, "Before you, every time." At the same time, Joshua kept remembering his comments at the press conference. His mom advised him to apologize, but Joshua refused. Still, she insisted, reminding him that strength also comes from knowing when to admit mistakes. Ruben introduced Peter, one of his investors, to Sonny. Soon, all the drivers lined up to move their cars to the starting grid. Every car rolled forward except Sonny's. He didn't know where the start button was and struggled until Kate guided him. Finally, he got moving and joined the line. When the red lights went out, the race began. Sonny impressed everyone by overtaking 7 cars. Meanwhile, Joshua stopped for a tire change, but his crew member, JD, forgot to remove a piece of equipment, and Joshua ran over it. Sonny later came in for tires, too, but the jack failed at first before finally working. Back on the track, Sonny stayed ahead of Joshua, refusing to let him pass. Kate urged Sonny to give Joshua space, but Sonny ignored her. Their battle ended badly, both clashed and slid into the gravel. Joshua was furious and confronted Sonny, but Sonny didn't care. When Joshua scolded JD for her mistake, Sonny defended her, saying it wasn't her fault. Reporters soon surrounded Joshua, snapping pictures as he smiled. Sonny walked up and asked him why he was grinning after failing the race. Later, while sitting in a cold bath, JD met up with Sonny, apologized, and told him not to stand up for her again. It only made her feel weaker. Ruben also stopped by, reminding Sonny to do better. Sonny told Ruben they need an upgrade in the car. Later, Sonny found Kate in the technical room, checking tire pressure and flow. He asked to talk, and they went to a bar. Sonny joked that in all his life, he had never hit on a female technical director. Kate asked if he thought women shouldn't hold that role, but he said no. She revealed that Ruben had warned her about him, saying he was divorced and had many girlfriends. Sonny admitted he wanted her to adjust the car's design to help him beat his rivals. Kate was angry, insisting it wasn't safe. Sonny brushed it off, saying safety wasn't the point. Frustrated, Kate told him to win a race before demanding changes and walked away. That evening, Joshua looked into Sonny's past video clips of how he was a phone driver and the accident he had that changed everything in his career. The next day, they had a brief strategy discussion about the race, and after that, Sonny picked up his pack of cards and slipped some in his pocket. At the race, Sonny drove aggressively and hit an opponent's car, earning a penalty, but he still pushed hard. Casper complained, but Sonny didn't care. When Sonny pulled into the pit for new tires, he demanded a soft set, even though Casper insisted the safer choice was the hard ones. Once the tires were changed, Sonny refused to leave, standing his ground until Casper finally gave in. Back on track, Sonny deliberately used his car to block others. Each time a rival tried to overtake, they clipped his vehicle, forcing the safety car to come out and slow down the entire race. It was a risky move, but it gave Joshua the edge he needed to stay in the lead. With his plan working, he advised Joshua to save his tires. With Sonny's help, Joshua climbed to 10th place, giving the team their first real result to celebrate. The crew was thrilled, but Sonny downplayed it, saying 10th place wasn't a win. Later that evening, Sonny returned to the simulator and replayed the earlier race over and over. With each run, he shaved off precious seconds, pushing himself to be faster than before. Once satisfied, he went to see Kate. Impressed by his determination, Kate finally agreed to make the changes Sonny had been asking for. In the following race, the strategy had Sonny blocking other cars while Joshua moved up. Joshua reached 2nd place and tried to overtake the first car, but Sonny told him to hold back. Joshua ignored him, forced a pass, clipped over in the corners, and caused a massive crash. Sonny immediately pulled over, grabbed a fire extinguisher, and fought through the flames to drag Joshua out of his burning car. At the hospital, Joshua lay unconscious with his mother at his side. When Ruben asked about his condition, she said he was stable. She called for Sonny, pulling him aside. Sonny apologized, but she scolded him, calling him reckless and dangerous. She warned him to stay away from her son. Unknown to her, Joshua had woken up and heard everything. With the upgraded car and Joshua out, the team had to rely on replacement drivers. Race after race, Sonny steadily improved 10th place, then 7th, then 5th, giving the team their best results yet. The victories brought joy to everyone. though Joshua, now recovering, grew jealous. He pushed himself hard, even using the methods of Sonny to get back his strength. Eventually, Joshua returned to the team for another race. Everyone welcomed him back warmly. On the track, he tried to overtake Sonny but instead forced him into a barrier. Joshua laughed at first, but Sonny confronted him. Angry, Sonny shoved him and warned that while Joshua might ruin his career, he would not let him ruin things for Ruben. Joshua gave a sarcastic apology gesture and walked away. Later, Sonny found a note in his room telling him to meet the team at a club. When he arrived, he saw Joshua there, confused about where everyone was. A waiter directed them inside, where they found Kate. She invited them to sit down and explained they'd be playing poker, with the winner getting to call the shots. She asked them a few questions, and the two men mocked each other while answering. Joshua eventually won and left with his friend. That night, Sonny and Kate ended up alone together. They got close and shared an intimate moment. In the morning, Kate woke to find Sonny gone, only to see him standing on the balcony. He told her he was chasing the same feeling he had when he was young, the rush of racing when the world disappeared and he felt like he was flying. Just then, there was a knock. Kate opened the door and found Ruben, who said he was looking for Sonny. Ruben explained that their cars were under review. Soon after, an examiner inspected their cars and declared they didn't meet the new standards. They would be banned from racing until they reverted to their older design. At the next race, he checked his pocket for his lucky card but couldn't find it. Before the race, he had thrown the cards away out of anger. Sonny's anger boiled over, and he started driving without focus. When the red lights went out, he drove recklessly, ignoring the rules, pushing so hard that he lost control and slammed into the barriers in a violent crash. Sonny lay in a hospital bed as Ruben held up a medical report showing Sonny had suffered neck fractures, spinal issues, and chest problems from 30 years ago, injuries that could have left him paralyzed or even dead. Ruben asked why Sonny never told him. He said if he had known, he never would have let Sonny race. Ruben told him he was off the team. Outside the room, Joshua overheard everything, dropped the flowers he was carrying, and walked away. Joshua threw himself into training, determined to overcome the mistakes that had caused his accident. Eventually, he figured it out. Meanwhile, Sonny was about to leave, but Peter caught up with him. He said Sonny had brought attention and raised the team's profile. Now buyers were lining up, and he wanted Sonny included in the deal not as a driver, but as part of a strategy, maybe even as team principal. It would make him rich. Sonny asked what would happen to Ruben. Peter explained that Ruben would be given a role as brand ambassador so he wouldn't lose face. Sonny said he'd think about it. Joshua later opened up to his mother, confessing that moments before his devastating crash, Sonny had urged him to hold back, but he ignored the warning and pushed for the overtake. Just then, Cash stepped in with details of his upcoming media schedule. Joshua brushed it aside with a shrug, saying if the press wanted him, they knew where to find him. His focus was on standing by his team. Joshua then returned to the team and found everyone around in silence. He pulled out a pair of socks and reminded them how he and Sonny used to jog together. He encouraged them all to get moving. When Ruben came in and found the garage empty, he looked outside and saw the entire team jogging together. He smiled, knowing they would likely lose the final race, but proud of their spirit. On the other hand, Peter brought in a fresh set of investors, ready to cash in on the new wave of attention Sonny has created. While jogging, Joshua and the team spotted Sonny walking toward them. Seeing him put a smile on their faces. Inside, Ruben asked Sonny how he had gotten there. Sonny joked and handed over a document from his lawyer showing the team hadn't paid his last paycheck. He insisted he was going to race, even if Ruben refused. Ruben finally agreed, and Sonny was welcomed back. He noticed the cars had been reverted to their older design. Kate told him everything had been resolved with the buyers because the documents used to ban their upgraded car had been forged. Someone on the inside had sold them out. In the locker room, Sonny suddenly felt dizzy. When Joshua walked in, Sonny steadied himself and slipped one of his cards into his pocket. On TV, the broadcast announced who would be racing. When Sonny's face appeared, Peter was shocked, excused himself, and stormed out, only to see Sonny in person. Sonny sent him a cheeky message on his phone with a middle finger. After the national anthem, all the drivers got into their cars. Sonny felt dizzy again but pushed through. The race began with a clean start. Joshua in 9th place. Sonny in 16th. Sonny soon pitted for new tires, while Joshua stayed out as part of their strategy. Later, Joshua's tires wore out, forcing him into the pit. The team worked hard, and Joshua came out in first place on lap 25. On the other hand, this was a big blow to Peter as he wanted the team to lose the race. The team continued with their strategy and came up first in lap 38, making it the second time on top. On lap 54, disaster struck. Another car clipped Sonny, sending him crashing hard into the barriers. His tires shredded instantly, the car battered and barely holding together. The stewards threw out the red flag. Racing was stopped. In Formula One, a red flag means danger. The race halts until the track is safe. And for Sonny, it meant his only hope of staying in the fight was to drag that broken machine back to the pits. Against all odds, he wrestled the crippled car forward inch by inch, leaving the crowd in shock. Ruben could only call it a miracle. When Sonny asked Dodge if the car could be fixed, the stewards launched their investigation, checking if Sonny had truly lost control. They were allowed to use a new set of tires because they didn't qualify in the previous race. JD told him they got his fixed, and soon the decision came: Sonny was allowed to continue. The Mercedes and Ferrari had a position advantage, while Apex only had a tire advantage. The race restarted, and Sonny charged forward, overtaking car after car. He told Joshua to follow his lead. Sonny quickly played a defensive game against Lewis, creating space for Joshua to move through, leaving him in second place. In a moment, Lewis hit him, but he miraculously survived it and got back on track. The same car then hit Joshua, sending him into the gravel. With one lap left, Sonny pressed on, and in a moment, Kate noticed that he had entered his flying mode, chasing the dream he had carried since he was young. He crossed the finish line in first place, finally achieving victory. The whole team celebrated their first ever win. Meanwhile, Peter watched in quiet disappointment, fully aware that everything was about to change for him. On the track, Joshua walked over to Sonny. With a smile, the two embraced, finally united after everything. When the trophy was presented, Sonny refused to touch it. Instead, he referred to Ruben, and the celebration continues. Right in the middle of the celebration, Sonny slipped back into the garage. Alone, he looked at an old childhood photo of himself with his father, and the weight of the moment broke him. Tears fell as the reality of his journey sank in. Elsewhere, Ruben turned to Kate, acknowledging what she already proved: she had built a truly great car. Moments later, she found Sonny, already packed and ready to leave. In silence, Kate and Sonny shared a kiss before parting ways. Inside the car, Sonny pulled out the card, gazed at it one last time, and smiled. His story had come full circle. If you were Ruben, would you put faith in Sonny or bet on someone younger? And that's where the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss another recap.